Symptoms of panic disorder you shouldn't ignore. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Or if this is your first time here, I'm so glad you found us. I'm Zachy, and today we're diving into a topic that's more common than people realize, but still surrounded by misunderstanding: panic disorder. If you ever had moments where your body freaks out and your mind spirals with no clear reason, this one's for you. We're talking about the symptoms of panic disorder you should never ignore, not because they're dangerous in the way you might think, but because they're real, valid, and treatable. Mental health doesn't have to be a mystery, and I promise you're not alone. So stick around, and if you haven't yet, go ahead and tap that subscribe button so you never miss content that helps you feel seen, understood, and supported. All right, let's start at the beginning. What exactly is panic disorder? Panic disorder is a type of anxiety disorder that's marked by recurrent, unexpected panic attacks. These attacks are like emotional earthquakes. They shake your world fast and hard, often without warning. You might be feeling totally fine one moment, and then, bam! Your heart races, your breath shortens, your chest tightens, and your brain convinces you that something terrible is happening. It's intense. And while having one panic attack doesn't automatically mean you have panic disorder, when it starts happening regularly, and the fear of the next one begins to control your life, that's when it's time to look deeper. And that's what we're doing here today. Let's start with one of the biggest red flags: a pounding, rapid heartbeat. We're not talking about just being excited or mildly anxious. We're talking about that thunder in your chest kind of heartbeat. It comes out of nowhere. You're sitting at your desk, watching a show, or maybe walking into a crowded space, and suddenly your heart is racing like you've sprinted up 20 flights of stairs. It's terrifying, especially when you're not expecting it. And what's wild is that this is your body's ancient survival system, the fight or flight response, misfiring. It thinks there's a threat, but there isn't. And even though it's just anxiety, it doesn't feel small. It feels huge. Next up, struggling to breathe. This is one of the most alarming symptoms because it can feel like you're suffocating. You might feel like you can't get enough air in, or like every breath is shallow, tight, and forced. And when that happens, what's the natural reaction? Panic, which makes it worse. See the cycle? Your body thinks you're in danger, your breathing changes, and that change itself makes you panic more. This symptom alone causes so many people to think they're having a respiratory emergency. But again, it's panic. Real, scary, but treatable. Now, let's talk about one of the most unsettling sensations: feeling disconnected from reality. Some people call it feeling spaced out, while others describe it as if they're floating outside of their body or like the world around them isn't quite real. This can be terrifying, not just because it's disorienting, but because it makes you feel like you're losing your grip on sanity. This is known as derealization or depersonalization, and it's actually a common defense mechanism when your nervous system gets overloaded. It's your brain's way of saying, "This is too much. Let's hit the dimmer switch for a second." You're not crazy. You're just overwhelmed. Now here's a symptom that's impossible to ignore: chest pain or pressure. This is the one that sends most people running to the ER the first time they experience a panic attack. Why? Because it mimics a heart attack. It can feel like something's sitting on your chest, or like there's a deep, dull ache that won't go away. The pain can even shoot into your arms, shoulders, or jaw. And yes, if you ever experience chest pain, you should get it checked by a doctor. But when the tests come back clear, and you're still getting this pain during moments of high anxiety, it's probably panic-related. Scary, yes, but also manageable with the right support. This next one isn't a physical symptom, but it can be just as crushing: the fear that you're dying, going insane, or completely losing control. It often hits during the height of a panic attack, a moment when your brain is screaming that something is very, very wrong. You might feel like you're going to faint, have a seizure, or even disappear into nothingness. It's a deep, existential fear that's incredibly hard to describe unless you've felt it. But here's the truth: this fear is a classic part of panic attacks. It feels permanent, but it passes. You're not dying. Your brain is just temporarily hijacked by adrenaline and fear. Let's not forget how your stomach and balance get thrown into chaos, too. Panic attacks can cause nausea, dizziness, lightheadedness, and even a full-on sense of vertigo. You might feel like the floor is tilting, or like your legs are suddenly made of jelly. And guess what? That's your body pulling blood toward the core in case you need to run or fight. Another leftover survival instinct that no longer fits modern life. If you've ever had to sit down in the middle of the store because you thought you were going to collapse, you're not alone, and it doesn't mean you're weak. It means your nervous system is on high alert, and it needs help settling down. Okay, so you've had one or two of these symptoms, maybe even all of them. But when does it cross the line into panic disorder? Well, if you've experienced multiple panic attacks, and you're now living in fear of the next one, that's when we start talking about panic disorder. And here's the thing, that fear can start running your life. You might start avoiding certain places like malls, concerts, even your workplace, because you're scared an attack might happen there. This can shrink your world quickly and make even normal daily activities feel impossible. But the sooner you recognize the pattern, the sooner you can break free of it. So if you're thinking, okay, Zachy, this sounds like me, now what? Let me tell you, first of all, you're not broken, you're not alone, and you're definitely not doomed. Panic disorder is very treatable with the right approach, which might include therapy, medication, lifestyle changes, and self-regulation tools. Most people get way better. One of the most effective treatments out there is cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. It helps you retrain your brain's reaction to anxiety and panic. There are also breathing techniques and grounding exercises that can teach you how to bring your body back to calm when panic strikes. You just need the right tools and the willingness to ask for help. Let's wrap this up. If you've been dealing with racing heartbeats, shortness of breath, chest pain, dizziness, disconnection from reality, or intense fear that you're going crazy or dying, and these episodes keep happening, it's time to take a breath, be kind to yourself, and reach out. You don't need to live in fear. There's help, there's hope, and there's healing ahead. If this video spoke to you or reminded you of someone you care about, please give a thumbs up and share it with them. You never know who might be silently struggling with these symptoms. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe to the channel at Zaka Pratt for more mental health videos that keep it honest, helpful, and human.